in the history in the Telangana region or in the south. Go back into the book written by Mr. S.A. Huda, the Director General Housing Corporation of the Police Department. His book, Study of Disturbance Movement from the Police Records or something. When we go back into that history, we are really amazed to find that all of those disturbances were not exactly against the British or the Nizam or anybody, but were disturbances against the local landlord or due on account of the money lender who had become the biggest landlord or such kind of people. So Muslims per se were never the cause of any kind of a social upheaval for the public to be rising against them. It was thought it was Muslim rule, but at the ground level, even then, even today, it was always the local people themselves. Religious tolerance was to the extent which was very well exemplified by the figures given by Mr. Mujahid here, and that can be expanded upon unlimitedly. There can be innumerable instances which can be given. But the social disturbance, the rupture of social harmony between the Telugu-speaking people of Telangana and the Muslims is a myth, and it is partly true only because it was deliberately created, that myth was given currency by vested interests. And there was a lot of misunderstanding which was very deliberately created. Otherwise, culturally, we were together and we were a great people. Captain Panduranga Reddy, Anuradha Reddy, so many of the speakers who I have had the honor of having them on my show have been vexed, eloquent about the harmony between the Telugu-speaking people and the Muslims of Hyderabad and the rulers and the ruled and how the system worked. So, no reason for us to not be friends once again. It is generally felt, especially by my Telangana Telugu-speaking friends and citizens of the state, that Muslims' sympathies are not there with the Telangana people for the demand of Telangana. You see, Muslim sympathies should not be interpreted in the light of the utterances of political parties. When you talk of people, think of people. I am a man, I have my opinion. My son has an opinion, my wife has an opinion, my servant also, and the political party also, which has an opinion for which I vote maybe. But we are all individuals and we think individually. When we see that the mass movement is there for the demand for something, we support that only because, first and foremost, what is morally right can never be wrong in any other way. Cannot be wrong in any other way. It is not politically correct. Arey, nonsense. Politics comes much later, I say. First morality comes. First haq aata hai. Haq. Haq means God. Haq means truth. Haq means right. So if that is there, then there are no logic, there are no reasoning that you can give. It is somebody's gain, could be somebody's loss, and you have got to live with it. You have got to take it in your stride. So this feeling about Muslims not supporting the Telangana cause should not be given room, should not be given any quarter, because it is not true. If political movements are not supporting this demand of the Telugu people, it is because certain political parties have got their own agendas, they have got their own limitations, they have got their own problems maybe, they have got their own business interests also. Anything is possible. But as people, we have always been supportive of any genuine cause anywhere in the world. We support every kind of a movement anywhere where the genuine democracy is being asked for. Telangana is only one such right. And as far as we Muslims are concerned, there is apprehension on our part also, or rather those apprehensions are being made to grow, that we will be marginalized in Telangana. Telangana will become a BJP dominated state, BJP ruled state. So what? For heaven's sake, we are in a democracy. We have got to play the game of democracy by the rules. If the BJP forms the government, fine. You haven't stopped it earlier. You can't stop it later in the times to come. If it has to happen. But availing of the present scenario and situation, if you can build good bridges with the people who will make sure that BJP will not come to power and BJP will not cause any kind of a social rupture between the two people, you work out towards doing that. But other than that, Telangana demand is very, very genuine, and the sympathy of Muslims for that demand is also very much there. It may not be pronounced because media also, they also project anything, a two-penny politician, if he says anything, that is given full coverage in the media, and no matter how much an intellectual person, no matter how reasonably or how well backed up his arguments are, those are not given any coverage by the media. So let us not get carried away by the media. But in the new Telangana, which I foresee coming very soon, may God make it happen, and may we have a new dawn, and may we have a really exemplary kind of a dawn where a new Telangana will become a specimen to showcase to the world that how it got carved and how it is developing. When that happens, I would like all our friends to remember that it is with the participation of all concerned, and all concerned should be given quarter. All concerned should be given quarter. Again there is talk, gentlemen, about Telangana being made a union territory. अरे जब हमारे दिल की धड़कन है तो आप कैसा यूनियन टेरिटरी बनाते भाई? हाँ, धड़कन को बंद करके आप जो है बॉडी को छोड़ देते? हाँ, it's our heartbeat, plain and simple. So let us not talk about silly things. Let us not talk about idiocies. Union territory is the demand of certain vested interests who want to protect their land holdings here, who want to protect their land holdings here, and they are very wrong if they think that in that way they will protect. So that means they are having no faith in the law of the land, in the judiciary, where there are systems about land registration, land ownership, the resale of the land. All of that is very much there, and they have got to have faith. And indeed, no man can even be allowed to have the luxury of thinking that any harm can be done to any man just because in the new setup he belongs to a different region. That should never happen. We are educated people. We are part of the United India, and part of United India, everybody has a right to be wherever he wishes to be and continue. But if he wants to have the judge of his own, he wants to have the chief minister of his own, he wants to have the police of his own, everybody should be their own, and the rest of the people should work as their vassals, as their colonized people. That is not going to happen in the new setup. In the new setup, I only wish, as Tagore had prayed, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, in that heaven of freedom, my Lord, let my countrymen awake. So with this, gentlemen, I'm wishing all the very best for Telangana. I seek your permission to leave. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Telangana.